Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to find us on social media, we're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Casting Roles ILM. Our videos are uploaded on our YouTube channel every Friday. But let's go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers, after traversing to the Vanishing Isles to go to Kaimana's homeland, you had a couple days of relaxing downtime, winning surfing competitions and storytelling competitions, getting drunk, before Ahriman shows up and takes Saurus away to complete the ritual to become a god on the cloud city of the profane citadel.
No, the consequences of our actions.
Yes.
So,
After you cut off all other means of it happening, this was what was left. All right. As you kind of dealt with the reality of what had occurred and gathered yourselves and your forces, you eventually pushed off from the Vanishing Isles with the addition of the Kakoa, the local leader of the military force of the Lutrinians, and you headed off towards Nuevea aboard the Something Ticket This Way Comes. So, ticket takers, as we go here today, I don't think there was anything, unless there was anything that you all wanted to do that evening. We can go into the next morning. Yes, go ahead, Marla. Yeah.
I did it once and probably was a one-off based on where we were, but I would really like to dream talk to Naginda.
That's right. Yes, you wanted to dream talk to Naginda. All right. So anybody else doing anything that evening before you all go to sleep?
Did we leave yet, or are we still docked?
Yes, you took off, and all of the Lutrinians were on the dock waving goodbye to you with joy. All right.
I'm all good.
I'm going to start the work on the heathered shears, I guess, that Saurus and I discussed.
Oh, okay. So you are going to begin the work. Are you doing it in the puzzle ball, or are you doing it staying awake?
I guess puzzle ball.
All right. Go ahead and make an intelligence roll. Add your proficiency modifier to it.
And I say that I'm having Yakuzi assist me.
So you take
get advantage.
You take Nunu into the puzzle ball with you, so you can communicate to Yakuzi while in the puzzle ball, and he through Nunu will grant you advantage. Yes.
Yeah, 25.
All right.
And I didn't roll with advantage. 25 is my roll.
All right. So with Yakuzi's help, you begin to kind of draft up schematics and designs for the spell work of what would be required in order to sever the tethers, using the work that he had kind of got through his relationship with Ahriman, as well as the work that you had done working with Saurus. On this first night, you're able to draw up the full schematics and gather your resources. It'll probably take the second night of the journey to complete the device. But you are able to craft something, or you're able to craft the schematics for it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So Marlo, go ahead and make a wisdom check for me, please.
Okay. Is 15.
Okay. it's like a reverse scry. Like instead of
Mhm.
them rolling, you're rolling. So you go to sleep, and with your consciousness kind of reaching out for Naginda, who the last time that you spoke to him said that he was now tethered with you and should be more open to conversation at a more reliable stretch for himself. And you find yourself kind of drifting off into sleep. And then you awake, and instead of being in your dream space, that kind of endless plane of water, you find yourself instead in like a well-proportioned sitting room, like a fisherman's hut or cottage type situation. The gentle sounds of ocean waves in the background, comfortable furniture, wood slatted walls, and sitting across from you, putting a steaming cup of tea out in front of you as if you had already been there for a while, you see Naginda in his Lutrinian form. This is strange for you to come to my dreams instead of the other way around.
Yeah, I didn't know it would work, but circumstances demanded that I try. Ahriman took Saurus to the Cloud City
How long ago?
earlier today. I'll give him like a rough estimate hour-wise.
Okay. We probably then don't have that much time.
Like a day, 2 days.
Well, magic of this level, a ritual of this magnitude, may take many days to prepare and cast. However, the Profane Citadel was an interesting space in the War of the Subversion. It was the seat of Thoradin, the leader of the Giants. And he was undefeated in that space for quite some time because of the design of the city. There are 3 runes in the city that empower the center space, Thoradin's place of power. If Ahriman is able to activate those or repurpose those runes for his work, it may take less time. But there's no guarantee that he can do that.
I feel like we should maybe run on the assumption that he can. He has Talos with him.
So he has all of the children.
Yeah.
Except
Your
for-
son tried to stop him, but he couldn't, obviously. But he did really well. He was so brave, and he's okay. He's alive. He's going to stay with the Lutrinians to make sure nothing else comes for them.
I imagine there's also a fear there of facing off against his older brother.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah.
I don't know much about the Profane Citadel to guide you, but I would imagine that Ahriman chose that place very specifically for its magical properties.
Right.
You could disrupt those properties.
Ow.
The 3 seals of Thoradin, if activated, empower the center of the city. However, they can be corrupted, just like any magic can, with the right mind and the right tools.
Well, I know a guy who has a pretty good mind and some pretty good tools.
So, my suggestion would not be to face Ahriman in that empowered form, but to first go after the seals.
Okay. Are they in a very specific location in the Citadel?
It's been some time since I've visited, and I'm sure that there have been changes to the city since Ahriman took over.
Sure.
I do know that the three seals are the Seal of Thunder, which for the most part seem to be in Thoradin's castle, or manse. The Seal of Wonders was in the tower of a wizard, a cloud giant wizard there. And the Seal of Radiance was in the Temple of the Nine. But whether or not those locations have been damaged or changed or destroyed in the hundreds of years that I've been asleep, I do not know. But if I were Ahriman and I were finding 3 seats of power for my work, those would be 3 of the locations.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have someone with me who I think should know a lot more of the current landscape. So hopefully they can help. Oh, and I have no stone! Sorry, I was looking for any good news to share with you in all of this.
Suvenar stone.
Mhm.
That means that the sword will be at full power then.
Yeah.
Good. You might need it.
Well, I think so.
Are you going straight there?
I don't know. We were looking for time to plan. We were thinking of maybe going to Nuevea to restock our ship, maybe upgrade it a bit, but I don't know.
He's kind of trying to search for the knowledge of what's out there. They are not far apart. You may lose some time going straight to Nuevea, but it may be better to go and be well prepared than to rush into it, not knowing what awaits you.
Right.
We are, my brothers and sisters and I are regaining our power as we speak. We're heading to the Blight soon.
So they are awake and they're doing okay?
They are. Except for we cannot find Citrine. Her resting place was broken. There was a massive bore tunnel through it.
Oh.
But the others are accounted for.
That seems very weird to lose a dragon.
Marlo would remember that you all were in what people thought was the resting place of Citrine, and when you got there it was empty, but there was that incredibly deep hole.
Oh, I was an interviewer.
Oh, you were an interviewer,
I remember
but
hearing this.
they would have told it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The weird whispers that were trying to drive the party mad when they were in that space.
I relay this.
We may have lost Citrine then, if the whispers got to her.
I really... I'm not going to deal with that because I'm going to focus on one insane dragon right now. And then once that is dealt with, then I will think about another.
You can let that be my concern. My sister, my problem.
What is, did Armand's mother have anything to say about?
Sumat is an interesting dragon. She lives more in the future than she does in the present. Being a being of prophecy. In her mind, The possibilities are that Ahriman is already dead, or he has already won.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I think that is such a terrible way of looking at the world. And I get that that's probably her curse and being what she is, but that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks so much. Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to let you.
You didn't drink your
No.
tea.
Oh, sorry. How is it?
It's delicious. It's like a like a oolong, or sorry, a rooibos, like a warm like rooibos tea with lemon, and you gain 6 temporary hit points.
Nagina, you shouldn't have.
Well, I'm not there to grant my power to you directly, but I will do what I can from a distance.
Thank you. Likewise, if you need anything.
Derico's son, not Derico's, Drevo's son, did not join Ahriman. He doesn't like humans much, but you may be able to lean on him for support. I can reach out to Drevo.
Yes, and tell him that he took Soris. Please. He knows Soris. He knows us.
You've met Tiernan. Okay.
Yes. He liked Soris a lot, actually.
Good. Well, of the dragons that are easily reachable, he would be the one that would hate the work that Ahriman has been doing the most. So,
please, yeah, tell him that he took Soris and what he plans to do with it. Any help would be appreciated.
Good. I will communicate.
Just a reminder, Soris gave you the sending stone that Tiernan gave him, so you could actually reach.
I know, but I also want a dragon to tell him what to do.
Okay,
Tiernan,
so it's choice, not... Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
Tiernan also said, don't call me until you are ready for me.
I'm gonna wait to call him until like the exact, I think it's a summon in battle.
Yes. We summon you, Tiernan.
Tiernan just shows up now. He's like,
wild Tiernan appears. All right.
Nuevea, fuck this.
All right. Anything else you need from Naginda? All right. So he just kind of drinks tea with you and is a warm, comforting presence.
Cool. I'm gonna try to talk up his son a lot.
Okay.
And say like how cool he is and how much the Lutrians like respect him and how the work he does there is so great. And I think Mar, I mean, you can determine how subtle Mar is with this or not.
I mean, and he would pick up on lack of subtlety regardless. But he appreciates it. You get the sense that it's only not like a super uncomfortable conversation for him, but just like I went off to war. It's like Odysseus and Telemachus type situation. This child was a baby when he went off to war.
Right, he
doesn't know him. And he doesn't know him at all, but it's good to, I mean, he knows Brine well enough to know, and that Brine has turned and sided with Ahriman, but even Brine was still a child when they went. So he listens, and it's kind of like hearing stories about a child that you didn't really know, but he seems excited to hear about it, but there's that kind of, not shame, but yeah. But the conversation goes for a while, and you feel yourself kind of in the comfortable sitting space, the warm tea, the calm voice of Naginda. You find yourself falling back to sleep in the dream space, and then that's when you wake up, and it is the next day. So if you ticket takers have a long rest, you regain any spent spell slots.
Josh, one thing for you, Soris during all of this is going to do everything he can to mess up or delay things. Like one of the things is he's sure that, okay, they probably put alarms on the cage, so if he escapes again, they'll do it. But he's going to, like, I assume he's in a cage, pick the lock on the cage, but leave the door shut. So the next morning when, like, he'll do it in the middle of the night. So the next morning when the guard in the morning comes in to bring him his food, the gates, oh, the guy last night must have forgotten to sow distrust.
Psychological warfare.
Psychological warfare. If he's being led into a lab and there's something he can throw an elbow into to knock over,
Gaslight,
whatever he
gatekeep,
can
girl
do.
boss your way through.
Okay. Good. So I will keep that in mind, and I'll probably have you do some rolls at some point, Source, for some of his actions. All right. But you all awake from wherever you were sleeping on the vessel. If you come up onto the deck, you find Felinor there, who has just made the deck his home, and he's got like a cot, like a bedroll, and he's just kind of laying on the deck, staring up at the sky as the sun is rising, and the rats are going about their work on the ship. Pestle is preparing a breakfast, but you all come to.
Krakoa has been up and doing calisthenics.
Of course.
Yeah.
Felinor is just like watching Krakoa do, and he's like taking note of all the workouts.
I want to find the rat that has, I forget which one does the piloting for the ship.
That's Alembic.
I'm going to talk to Alembic really quick.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, do you know how long you think until we get to Nuevea?
Well, it's kind of difficult to tell because Nuevea is flying, but it was flowing this direction, and so it probably will be like another day or so, like tomorrow.
I'm gonna get all the ticket takers together.
Okay,
Pile everyone up.
Jury gathers everyone together.
One day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, gang. It's maybe like a day and a half out to Nuevea. I was wondering if perhaps we could all teleportation circle and get there earlier. And then the rats can continue to fly, meet us there. That way, hopefully our business is finished and we can just scoot out.
How many people can you take with a teleportation?
I believe it's quite a few.
10, I think.
Yeah, 10. So all of us can go.
I
That is a
relay
great idea.
with what Nagina and I, like the important shit Nagina and I talked about.
Yeah. If that's the case, do you think we could get in contact with Eris and she could start maybe trying to suss these runes out for us?
I have a better idea. Hey, Yara!
Oh no! Teleportation circle is any number of creatures within
it's like a time period
within
right?
a minute. Yeah, it's like tree
Yes.
stride. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the circle you just
Stargate.
have to run through.
Yes,
it's crazy.
It's not teleport, which is 10. It's
Thank you for that
yeah.
reference, Rob.
Yeah, Stargate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can
I
take
love that
as
show.
many people as you would like can go through the teleportation
Sure.
circle. Yeah.
I'd like to summon Yara.
Summon Yara.
Okay.
Yara.
Yara like comes out on deck, and Yara has taken off the armor that was gifted her by Ahriman and is wearing just a very simple kind of sleeveless blouse type thing and leather pants and boots. Her weapons are nowhere to be seen. Her hair is kind of pulled back in a ponytail, and she comes up on deck after you send one of the rats to find her, and she's comes up. Yes. What can I do for you all?
Hey, so have you ever heard of the long shot? Have you ever heard of the seals of Thoradin on the Profane Citadel?
Seals. Any more information?
Like, there would be 3 of them. One would be
Yes, Thunder, Wonder, and Radiance.
It's funny to say.
Thunder Wonder Radiance.
So I,
It's our new K-pop band.
I'd be like, Seal of Thunder. Like, I would go through what they were named and where their last location that Naginda remembered would be.
I don't know anything about seals, but I do know that there are 3 locations in the Profane Citadel that were old construction that Ahriman made a point of revitalizing for his own efforts.
That sounds pretty close.
One of those is the Hall of the Thunder King, which was Thoradin's old manor house. So that would match with what you are telling me here.
Mm-hmm.
The other is there is a tower. It's they call it the Tower of Storms, but it is currently it's an odd location. It's been part of it. All of these locations are layers of the prismatic array. And so one of the prismatic array has made the Tower of Storms his home, but also they've gifted a portion of the tower to a cloud giant ally of Ahriman's, and he has apparently turned it into some kind of ambassadorial suite or pleasure palace.
Is he insane? Is that like a rumor about him? Is that he's a crazy person?
Let me see if she can remember his name.
Or is he like a rational cloud giant?
I mean, I've heard, I don't know much about cloud giants, but I know that they call him a smiling one.
Yes.
He always wears a mask.
Yep. You have answered my question. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not ominous at all.
Yeah. The third location, I don't know if it was once a temple, but it is currently a hatchery. It's where Ahriman is mass producing draconids.
Oh,
Gross.
yeah.
God, he sucks.
Now having flashback to aliens.
And they transport them in little balls, so it's like little eggs and aliens. I can draw you a map from
That would be
my
so
best
helpful.
of memory.
I just start ripping out paper and giving her.
Okay, so she takes a moment.
And then I like move the conversation so she doesn't feel pressured while we all stand there and stare at her doing a map.
Jury's like frowning at her the whole time.
She takes a few
Can I elbow
minutes.
Jury? He stops frowning.
Jury goes in your earbud and he goes, I don't like her.
You don't have to like her. She's being very helpful right now.
Well, it's great she decided to be helpful now. After being evil for a little while.
I don't have a comeback for that. I'm not going to defend it.
That's fine. I know. I am comforted by the knowledge that we are using her for information.
Think of it as, spy stuff.
All right, but that's the only way I'm okay.
She's like a prisoner of war, kind of.
Oh no! Now I'm in a weird spot with that.
Well,
yeah, I don't think
maybe you should reconsider your morals.
Yeah.
Why
do you always do this, Mom?
It is really fascinating watching the two of y'all do this stuff and not hearing any sound.
I like to think that Mar
faces.
just takes the earbuds off with him and stop talking to Jury, and Jury's like, "Fuck you." I can still cast a message, but
That's true. The Cocoa cannot do this.
Yeah.
He's never seen it before. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you write runic looks like Ronnie, so I'm like,
Where's Ronnie on the map?
I'm sorry. This is the way Yara writes runic.
The way Yara writes runic looks like Ronnie. So
honestly, Yara did a great job. This looks cool as hell.
I am curious, Yara, what are the distances between these 3 main points?
It's a little difficult to tell. In size, I would say that the Profane Citadel is probably the size of one of the larger districts within Nuevea. Not the entire city, just a district. So those are probably a mile or 2 apart from each other. Those 3 forming that triangle. The only thing that I can say is that there are massive thoroughfares, a city built by giants, that do connect these 3 locations. Those thoroughfares, I tried to draw them. Armon and the woman, Terrell, working with him, have spent quite a long time carving runic sigils along those thoroughfares connecting these 3 locations to one another.
What do the runes do?
That's not really within my purview. I don't know much about magic.
I high
I'm not
five
gonna
her.
go out on
I feel so fucking validated.
This was very well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm curious if we could sabotage the runes in one location and then successfully sneak to the next without being discovered or our plan being found out.
When I left, the city is well protected and guarded. It was a military outpost during the subversion. They have runic cannons on towers around the city that all have overlapping areas of concern. There was one tower that was not functional. Whether they've repaired it or not since, I'm not sure. I've not been in the city for 2 or 3 weeks or so. But there was one, and so your approach could potentially be through there if you're going by air. It's also the furthest from any of the dragon's lairs, so if you're trying to stay out of their sight. But from a purely... this city was designed to fight battles in the air. I don't know how well a single ship approaching would survive.
Yeah, we'll need some kind of more undercover way to get in.
If we flew like way above it and jumped off the ship and like flying squirrel down and then went through that gap and landed.
We have stolen a small Nuevean shuttle. Disguised as a cargo ship, using a secret Imperial code, our strike team will land on the profane.
Many
Well, it
Yaras
doesn't-
died to bring you this information.
yeah, it would make sense that someone would follow the Citadel, so, okay, the ship is spying, they know that, but they're not paying attention to who.
Someone has to go and get bread and eggs. Like,
Let us consider the anti-splat method before we go full splat.
yeah, no, let's try to sneak in. Let's, this is Atwood talking, not, Kaimana, but...
Well, I mean, we're probably not going there this session, so we can probably plan that later.
Yeah, okay, well...
Or at the end of session or something.
And now you guys arrive at the profane city.
Oh, shit. I'm just saying we're going to Nuevea this
Yeah.
session, so it's like we really don't need to waste time talking about this right
Okay,
now.
yeah,
Personally,
good call. Let's-
personally,
let's-
Yeah,
speaking.
this
Focus
is
on the
really
present.
good. Thank you, Dara.
It's
I know.
I can't make up for what happened or what I did, but I hope that this helps in what way it can. Oh, there we go. There was a brief moment where Jace went and then teleported to the other side.
Jace was frozen for a
Yeah,
second.
Jace had quite the expression on there.
Because I was like, I just watched everybody freeze and it freaked me out.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Is it better?
Yeah.
you're
now.
good.
Yep.
You're fine.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking my computer.
Okay, I'm your computer. It is.
Oh, thank you, computer.
Okay.
I'm
Help,
sorry, Dave.
computer.
I can't do that.
Stop all the downloading.
All right. Well, that gives us a lot to think about.
I'll just be like, oh, the issue is when I start talking. I
Mm.
think.
Well, you're coming through fine right now.
I know, but whenever I try to roleplay, the Zoom call says no.
Whenever you put emotion into
It says absolutely not. Give me 1 sec
Okay.
to check the thing. I
Mhm.
think my connection should stay through this, but I'm gonna. something here.
You're fine. The bit on the map that says to the under arch.
The under arch. Mhm.
That's interesting.
Yara says, all I know is that it's the dragon Quillian has been digging into what is hard rock within the Cloud City, and has built a set of tunnels throughout most of the city.
I mean, arches by definition are going to have a under portion.
Yeah.
Interesting. I do be plotting and planning.
Thank you, Yara. This was very, very helpful.
She kind of reaches into her boot and pulls out a dagger and hands it to you. You will need this more than I do. And she's handing you back the dagger of venom.
Oh, yeah. I never really threw it. Or...
Yeah.
Cool. I take it. Do you... So, not to make it about you for a second, but are you gonna just chill in Nuevea for a while? I don't know if you want to come with us or not.
I have never been able to successfully break the hold that he had on me. I'm afraid if I go back, that it will only put you all in danger.
Right.
If Nuevea will let me stay safely there, or I could go on from there to... Where's Callian?
At the Blight.
Oh.
Customs officials just must love us.
Yeah,
Like,
just dropping random people off.
We have distributed so many people.
I could go to Callian.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to. I'm to probably be happy to see you.
Probably not, but...
I mean, listen. You punched her once, she owes you back. So once you guys get that out of the way, I think you can work things out.
That's fair. But I prefer to keep my mind, so I probably will not be joining you at the Profane Citadel.
That's very fair.
I mean, who could blame them?
Fine by me.
Good riddance.
All right.
Mhm.
Anything else this day from the ticket takers, or any more conversation you want to have?
So we thinking teleport scoot, get us along to Nuevea faster, wrap up our business there, and hopefully
I
the
think
ship
so.
will be...
I don't see why not.
I think it should take the least amount of time if we do that. All right, so all of us, and then anyone else we want to bring with us. I think Felinor is kind of happy on this little ship, so let him, whatever he wants.
I'll
to.
grab Yara,
Okay.
and I would. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I grab Yara.
All right.
I think she's kind of the only other NPC because, like, her and the rats, and then the other two stay behind, the twins.
Yeah, it's
so-
just Felinor
Yeah.
and Yara, and then the rest.
Okay, we'll ask Felinor
What
if he
about,
wants to come with us early or not.
Is what's her name? The Omanira coming with us?
Oh, Ominira is there,
Oh.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll come with us. Or Abel can leave her, whatever you want. I mean, whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, Abel, are you leaving Ominira on the ship, or are you taking Ominira with you?
Omanir probably has made a bond with the rats. I think I'll leave her on this ship.
Okay.
Cool. All right, I'll start casting teleportation circle.
All right. So you prepare the circle, and whatever, 10 minutes later, the final runes are put into place and the chords are played.
And if you'll roll me for my magic and my wild magic as well.
Yes, I will.
Because that's definitely going to do something.
Because that's a 5th level spell, right?
Yep.
Where you... Oh, wait, sorry, we didn't roll. So go ahead and roll...
Because you have to roll how magical I am.
Yeah, go ahead and roll D10.
D10, right off the bat. That's a 9.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so you feel equally chaotic as you did yesterday.
Very
I had to read it. I was like, is high good or bad?
Yeah, I think high is bad. I think that's what I rolled last time.
So for a level 5 spell, okay, that is, I have to roll a d4. Where's my d4?
Oh, time to get my D100 ready.
Oh no, you don't have to roll.
Oh, okay, lovely.
I rolled a 4. All right, so the final rune is put in place and the chords play, and you all watch as the circle lights up, and you all can pass through it, and you feel like the tug of space and time as you step into the circle, and you feel yourself pulled forward, and then your vision clears and you are in the lower chamber of the palace in Nuevea, and there's a few guards present who perk up the moment somebody appears, but then they see that it is you all and they kind of go back to themselves. You were just here yesterday.
No, I was sneaking around. I thought no one would notice. I was here for a cupcake.
Okay.
It was Kaimana's birthday.
Yeah. But you are in the palace in Nuevea. Where would you like to go?
What's our plan, gang? You gotta talk to your dad, Abel, and
I just say that before they walk through the portal on the ship, like Kaimana got cut off, and he was just like, "Oh, and be sure not to."
Oh wait, did we lose? We lost Jace. Hold on. And so, like I said, so you guys can, if there's particular RP moments that you want to have here, like speaking to Ogun, or anything else. This is now Nuevea. You're in the Palace District, but you can just say where you would like to travel or go to, and cut out some of the travel portions but
I would like to grab Jury.
Okay.
yes.
Jury, we should go speak to Nairoy.
Why?
You and I should go speak to Nairoy.
Sure. Together?
And then we'll go hit up stores for diamonds and potions.
You are so on the same level as me as always.
Yep.
Okay.
Kaimana
Alright.
shouts as you like walk down the gangplank, like, "Don't forget incense. I need like a lot of incense."
Incense, heard.
All right, y'all meet up with Ogwon. Figure out what you
Kaimana.
can do.
I've never been to a city like this. Show me around.
This is its own session. Like,
Little travel montage.
yeah.
I just every now and then just a word comes floating in. Kaimana,
Yeah, for a moment it turns into Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh god. You like
It just cuts to the next day, and it's like the hangover of trying
Yeah.
to piece together what the fuck you all did in Nuevea.
No.
and that's how we made salad in the royal garden.
Hey, Mar, what are we actually doing?
I was gonna say, can I roll an insight check to see what?
Yeah, you can roll
Yeah.
a check on Mar.
Sure.
Ugh. Yeah, this is gonna be
I'll roll deception.
Not good.
My deception's not
Exactly.
great. Great. If you can beat a
insight.
2, you
Oh,
can
no.
insight on Mar.
roll a 2, but I have a +7 to insight. A
It's
9.
a plus
roll a
0,
9.
so you could beat a 2.
There you go.
Okay. You would remember that Mars' parents are in Nuevea.
Yeah.
Oh. Abel is going to respect Mars' privacy. So normally I would send a Nancy to an invisible
Spy on me.
I thought you were gonna say for now.
Yeah.
For now.
Oh
no, I'll respect Mars' privacy.
So we'll get the shopping portion out of the way just so you've got that. So you visit the magic shop that you've been to before. There are 2 diamonds for Revivify that are available. That would be 600 gold if you want both, or you can just take one.
I want both.
Is this from Mar and Jury?
Yeah. And
There
then
are 600 altogether.
600 gold because the Revivify requires a diamond that's worth 300 gold.
Okay, Mar, I'll pay 300 for the first gold, and if you could get the other one.
Yeah, got it.
As far as healing potions go, you can have any number of regular base healing potions that you like. They're 50 gold each. And then there is a greater healing potion and a superior healing potion. There's 2 greater healing potions and then 1 superior healing potion. And if you want all both of those, that would be 1,000 gold for both of those.
For the greater and superior.
Yeah, for both of them. And then you can have any number of 50 gold a pop regular healing potions.
You can say that Abel gave you some funds.
Okay, I want to get
before you left.
Both the greater and the superior and 2 regular.
Okay, so it's
1,100.
1,100 gold, and you have 2 greater healing potions, 1 superior healing potion, and then the regular healing potions.
And Josh, we have 3 Revivify diamonds in my inventory for your
So you
knowledge.
now have 3. Yeah, because we got the one from Sora's Eye, and you just bought 2.
And then we had to use it.
Yes.
Yeah, we had to use one.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have so many healing potions now. Please, someone remind me that before we come divvy up
Mind
healing
you to
potions.
divvy them.
Divvy them up, yeah.
Because now I have a total of 4 greater healing potions
Nice.
to give you into perspective of how many healing potions I have.
The Krakoa does not appear to have any potions on his body.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't really appear to have much of anything besides his armor and his
Interesting.
axes.
Very true.
So can I change out my spell storing item into, instead of a healing, something combat related maybe?
Your dagger?
Yeah. I'm asking
Mhm.
Marlo if that would be a smart move based off what we have as far as healing. We'll figure it out. Continue
Can you put invisibility in it?
it's any first or second level artificer spell.
Invisibility, first level artificer?
I don't know what level invisibility.
It's either first or second.
Yeah, it's not a high
Second.
level skill.
Can you put second level on?
Because the benefit of the item is it doesn't require attunement, and so anybody who uses the
anyone
item
can use it.
can cast, and then if Marlo uses it, Marlo's concentrating on the spell, so Abel's not. So it's a way to do multiple concentration spells at once.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it's written, I could even give it to my homunculus and have him cast the spell, really. But
Yeah.
She's good wisdom,
Okay.
right?
Anansi? I don't know.
Oh, I thought
Let's see.
Amanira did, but yeah.
Oh,
Amanira does, but yeah.
oh yeah. Manir does, yeah.
She is very
You
good
mean to tell
constitution.
me Anansi is not a wise?
He is the wisest little spider. Okay, yeah, I'll look and see. So since we have a lot of healing, I think I'll go ahead and switch that out. Sorry, I guess metagaming, but
No, you're
We're
good.
for
For
plotting.
reference, I have 1 supreme healing potion, 2 superior healing potions, 4 greater healing potions, and 6 regular.
Good
So-
lord.
Okay.
More like the guy in her.
Well, I can make them, and then also I've just been stockpiling them because I'm the kind of player that is always like, no, I have to save all my potions for the big boss battle.
That's so true. And I have a superior healing potion too.
I got a healing
It's probably
potion
one
too,
I gave
honestly.
you.
I know.
All right.
Sick.
All right. So Jury and Marlowe are heading off to find Nairoy.
Indeed.
Abel going to find your dad.
Yes.
Okay. And then Kaimana and Kakoa are exploring the city.
It's gonna go probably about as well as you all think
This
it
may
will.
be a bet.
Yep. All right. So let's see where we start. All right.
Despite knowing Kaimana literally his entire life, the Krakoa has decided to take him at his word for everything in this new strange city.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start with Abel. You head off towards the throne chamber where you assume that your dad probably is as the regent of the city right now. And you see he is in a conversation with the queen or the sovereign. And the moment they kind of notice your approach, he turns and immediately kind of runs across the chamber to you and takes you into a hug. It's like your mother said that she had finally gotten a hold of you, but it had been quiet for a few days. I hope everything has been going well. Are you all right?
We are hoping as best as we can. One of our members was actually taken as soon as we left Azalor. Sordis was kidnapped by Ahriman. We are currently making arrangements to retrieve him from the profane citadel.
How are you planning on getting into the citadel? It's a very, from the legends, it's a very well guarded space.
Well, we have information from one of the dragons, now that they are all awake, that there's a way to... So slide that in there. There's a way to disrupt the power of the city by disrupting 3 seals of Thoradin that help to power the city. So if we can find a way to sneak onto the citadel, we can power down whatever spell that Ahriman is trying to cast.
The city is guarded by the dragons who attacked Nuevea. They decimated the air fleet here. A single ship approaching would be a sitting duck, as it were.
Father, if you have any suggestions, I am willing to listen.
He thinks for a moment. He's like, you can see he's calculating in his head, like numbers and defenses. We could send the 4th Fleet with you as a diversion.
Sounds quite dangerous.
It would be. But if stopping Ahriman from achieving his end goal is so important, then they would understand the risk might be worth taking.
You think the Sovereign would be willing to send our forces?
Well, the 4th Fleet was heavily damaged during the attack on Nuevea. There's only a handful of vessels remaining. the bulk of the fleet would still be here to protect the city.
Be the distraction that we need to get past their defenses.
At least buying you enough time to slip through.
Father, if you think you can make it happen, then please, by all means. We would appreciate the assistance.
I will speak to the Sovereign and get back to you as soon as I can about it. You said dragons are awake?
Yes, so all of the dragons have been awakened, except apparently Sistrine is missing. But they are gathering their strength and they will converge at the Blight to help with the fight against the Veil.
Did you tell your mother already?
No, we just found out ourselves not too long ago.
Well, they've not had any fighting at the Blight in the last few days or so. It's been, as your mother says, eerily quiet there. I'm sure the news of reinforcements will be well appreciated.
How are they holding up at the Blight? Mother, Alora, Jiren?
They are all doing well. Your mother has kept her promise to not approach the front lines and is providing a lot of support from the distance. Alora is fine. But they are worried that there must be something building up beyond the veil that they cannot see, and that there is just a momentary pause in the conflict.
Hopefully the dragons will help to tip the battle in our favor.
I would think if the Empyreans can wage into the battle, that would be all the tipping that we need.
I think I want to show him some of the things that I've been working on and get his input.
Anything in particular?
The tether severer, and then I was working on my goggles to adjust them to be able to see the tethers.
So you're showing your father the schematics, and it's quite clear when you're explaining things to him that it is obvious that Abel has surpassed his father in many ways when it comes to the magical elements of construction. He can't really grasp how these devices work in the way that they are designed to work, but he is able to help you with the construction of the designs to make them more efficient or easier, able to be enchanted easier. And so with his help in modifying the design, you would be able to redo the goggles and create the tether severer tonight if you have another rest in the ball. But he is impressed at the spell work that you're doing, because that's not he as a forger, he's a blacksmith. He's a very low level magic user.
One more thing. I want to look at the ring of the artificer's heart.
Yep.
And see if there is a way I can make adjustments to maybe, instead of randomly choosing its attributes, I can adjust it to one that I choose.
Make an Arcana
That's
check.
like maybe an action or maybe an Arcana check for each time I try to adjust it. I don't know. 24. What's up with this? 24, 25.
So knowing as much as you do about enchanting, it is very difficult to alter or change enchantments that are already put in place on an item. The best you could hope for in the alterations of the enchantment on this particular item would be potentially being able to make your choice at the start of each day versus making it as a random thing. But it would require like brute forcing the enchantment. So it'd be like a roll each day in order to do that.
Cool. That's really all I have.
How long are you all going to be staying in the city? I know you need to get to Sores as quickly as possible.
Our time is extremely short, so after we resupply and take care of a few things, I assume the others will want to head out as quickly as possible. We teleported here, and the ship is supposed to be following closely behind us. So,
Are you near a window?
No, they're in like the throne room. I mean, there are windows like way up above them. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Just asking.
Oh my
no.
God.
What if
I see Kaimana floating by.
I'm just making sure you didn't send me a random message.
No.
Yeah. So
I hear an explosion in the distance.
It's fine.
Yeah. With the knowledge that the something ticket this way comes wouldn't be arriving until tomorrow, he says like he'll speak with the sovereign and get back and let you know whether or not the Fourth Fleet would be made available for your excursion.
I will let the others know of our plan, so we can act accordingly.
We are all facing dire times. I wish that you could just be a student in a school somewhere.
I think we are far past that now, Father. I believe I am where I'm supposed to be.
You have too much of your mother and father in you.
It's not a bad thing.
But if you have nothing else, he'll go back to the sovereign and the kind of the council there.
I'll go and try to find Kaimana and our new friend.
All right, so you go off in search of Kikoa and Kaimana. Let's see who's next. All right, so Marlo and Jury. So Juridan, you
Sure.
do you guide Marlo to where Nairoy was, or is it very obvious that you're not going where Nairoy was?
I know what Mara's deal is. I feel like I offer my hand out to her, and I'm like, I know this is gonna be really tough, and whatever you need, I'm there. Do you want me to go with you?
I mean, I want you to meet them. Maybe
Yeah.
not at first, but yeah, I do want you to meet them.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I can go, or you can ask me to have dinner with them later.
Yeah.
This is gonna be your moment.
It'll be a moment.
I'll walk you up to.
All right. So Jury, you lead Marlo to where the refugees are kind of being housed in the park district there. You see various different members of people that you've run into before. You see Jane, who's kind of...
Oh, why do I ignore her? Sad ominous message from Soros in the middle of nothing.
Yeah, you see her off in the distance. She doesn't notice you, but you see her there. You see Nairoy is at a tree, kind of writing in his journal. Hasn't noticed you yet, so he's there if you would like to approach him. And then most of the refugees are kind of housed in a public house, and the door has these wide double doors, a 3-story house with balconies that are overflowing with beautiful flowers. And the double doors propped open. You can just hear music drifting from inside. The sounds of a lyre or a violin playing, and light singing. It's difficult to tell what the song is, but you can hear it's kind of drifting across this kind of park area as these individuals who had all been plucked from their various different locations around Alyria and brought to Nuevea at the request of the ticket takers are trying to bide the time, understanding that they were brought here for potentially dangerous times. But you've got the public house there in front of you. You've got Nairoy under a tree. Where would you like to go?
I'll take Mar's hands, and I'm like, "You're the champion of Suvanar.
No,
You're the bearer of the wave dancer.
This is a lot to do.
But mostly, you're my best friend, and you can do anything.
I just pull you into a hug. And then I walk towards the public house.
Okay. Marlo, as you approach the public house, you're not far away from it before the song that is coming out the doors is one that is familiar to you as a song that you know that your father Shidor wrote when he was traveling around with the group of bards that he was traveling with before he met your mother and settled down in the Veltland. A warm, kind of soft tenor voice singing a song about a beautiful farm girl lifting bays of hail, Behe bells, whatever words, bays of hell.
I did that like 3 or 4 days ago, and so thank you for making me not the only one to say that.
Bays of hell. And like capturing the eye of the men in the town, but dreaming of bigger things than the farm. And it's this kind of this romantic ditty or love song. And you just hear the warm tenor voice that you have not heard since you were very young.
I want to hang back like in the doorway until the song like finishes.
Okay. As you get up to the door and your eyes adjust to the interior space, you can kind of see the lower region of this public house has been turned into like a makeshift dining hall. And there are just people kind of lounging around, sitting in chairs, having conversations, and just over in a corner, kind of plucking away at his guitar, basically, is your father. And he is singing this song. And the song eventually comes to an end, and you see a woman walking around the bar, a basket of flowers kind of on her arm, and she kind of walks over to him and like puts one of the flowers behind his ear and gives him a light kiss. And this is the elven woman Alma, who is your mother, and they kind of smile and laugh at each other, and then he sets the guitar to the side and grabs a tankard of ale, and he's taking a sip. And he looks up and notices somebody standing in the doorway, but he doesn't know that you are anybody that he should be paying attention to. And then they kind of they're having a conversation and kind of smiling to each other on the other side of the room.
It's like a long moment of just watching them before Mar kind of steps forward into the room.
Somebody kind of comes around and is like, oh, hey, welcome to the public. Are you here for a meal, or do you like a drink or something?
If you would get me like just a shot of whiskey on standby for a second, that would be really lovely.
Sure. I'll just I'll pour it and put it on the counter for you. It'll be there when you're waiting.
Thank you.
And she goes back to the bar, pours a drink, and sets it on the counter.
And then I look at them, and I look at the counter, and I look back at them, and then I go and take the shot before I talk to them.
Okay. So you take your
plan.
shot. It's like barrel whiskey. It's nothing to write home about, but
Perfect.
it gives you the fire in your gullet, and you step forward to them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, as I approach, I will take off my hat, and then just kind of go, hi, Mom.
Before he clocks that you said "mom," Shidor says,
You both.
"Yeah." Shidor says, I haven't seen you around. Do you have a request for a song? We're just kind of trying to pass the time today. It's a beautiful day out there."
Yeah, it is. It is really nice out there.
Let me see if Alma like touches his arm. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Hi, Mom.
She stands for a moment. The basket of flowers falls from her arm, and roses and carnations kind of spring out of the basket and fall across the floor, like dusting it, as she rushes forward to you in a hug. And then she pulls back for a moment, kind of puts her hands at the sides of your face and goes, "Of course, Mono, of course it's you. Look at, this face. How could we not have known immediately?
I have blue hair now.
It looks beautiful."
Thank you.
She kind of brushes the hair out of your face and tucks it behind your ears, and just letting your whole face shine for her for a moment. Shidor kind of rises up and he grabs both of you and into a hug, and he says, what an idiotic question to say, would you like a song? Marlo, you've gotten taller, of course, but you look so good. How are you?
I'm really good, actually. I'm not a werewolf anymore.
At the mention of werewolf, their faces kind of change from the warmth that was there. There is that kind of momentary like fear response that is typical for people in the Veltland when they hear of the curse. But Shidor, what do you mean that you're not? We were told that it was not something that could ever be cured.
Well, it's usually not, but I did it.
Drinks over here when you have a chance. And he kind of pulls up a table. He pulls up to a table and chairs, and he sits down and he says, leave it to you to do something magical. We want to hear everything.
Oh God, that is a lot.
Well, we have time, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And drinks are set up in front of you as like Alma kind of sits at the edge of the table, her hands just like clasping yours, and Shidor just beaming at the story that you're telling in the way that anytime young Marlowe told a fantastical story to her father, you could just know that there was going to be a song about it the next day. And you know that this will be a song too. One of returning and love and welcoming and home. Because it is two people that you haven't seen in over a decade who still see you in the same bright, shiny eyes that they saw their twinkling little girl. And they want to hear everything that you have to tell them.
Yeah, I'll talk to them for a while, and like eventually I will bug Jury and get him in here.
Meanwhile, while Marlowe is talking to her parents,
no.
did Jury go see Nyla?
Yeah, of course. The messy bitch who lives for the drama. I'm gonna go talk to him.
So you kind of go up and he says, well, if you keep visiting me after you tell me that it's so impossible for you to come visit, I'm going to expect you to come see me every day at this point.
I mean, I told you I'd do better, so.
I appreciate it. He kind of looks, he reaches down into a bag next to him and he produces a Northwick bun to you.
Oh, the best. I need this so badly right now.
Well, we're keeping Minor quite in business, and I think that the Nuevians are catching on to how delicious the buns are as well.
I'm very glad we've gone in on the ground floor with her.
Yes. But I assume that you're not here for fun.
No, a lot of really bad stuff just happened after the birthday party.
What can go wrong on a birthday?
You know, I really had a short list until yesterday. But Ahriman, he took Saurus, so. But
I'm so sorry, Jerry.
yeah, it's weird, but we should talk also about like stuff.
That sounded.
That's
was that
very-
supposed to sound more ominous than Ahriman took Saurus?
It's not, but I guess it is. You can see I look different now. Jerry's like the gold freckles and like weird face shit.
Yeah.
Crackling with like magical energy.
He says, well, I mean, you look. I don't know. Your appearance changes a lot, and I just thought you were doing some kind of bod glamour thing.
Yeah. So, with your help, when I found my mom and everything, we found out she was a fae. So yeah, that was really weird. So I'm part fae.
Was Mysteria's a fae?
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't know. It feels like all the signs were there. She's very fae-ish, but I mean, I was a kid when I knew her, so.
I suppose when I met her, and I guess that's possible.
What, you thought maybe you knew when you met her?
Everyone loved your mother in a way that it seemed unnatural. But she's very charming, and her bar was the place for all of the young wannabe artists and bards of Nuevea to go and if you could play on the stage at Wisteria's bar, there's always a chance that you could become something greater. If you could write, sit in the back and write. I wrote more sitting there than I ever have since.
I suppose it's something to do with the Fae magical qualities, some thing, or, you know.
I think I owe her something.
What, like you made a deal with her?
I didn't know she was a Fae.
Oh no, you did the like classic wordplay thing and you're like didn't know it was a legit deal?
Well, she didn't say that she was making a deal.
When did do you shake her hand?
She didn't shake hands. It was always like a kiss on the cheek.
That's so her. Oh, I hate how classy she is.
No, it was... I asked her to send me to the place where I would find the heart that I needed to write. I thought that she had just donated money or something that got me boarding on a ship that went to Nuevea. You think it was Faye? I thought it was just out of the goodness of her heart.
And she's weird. I don't know. Sometimes she's genuine, sometimes she's not.
Well, all I know is that I asked her. I was having a crisis of faith in myself as a writer. I'd been traveling around for so long, I hadn't quite found my voice. And the next day I woke up and there was tickets on my pillow, passage on a ship. And when I arrived in Nuevea, the nymph was there waiting for me when I disembarked. Said an old friend had told her I was coming.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes more sense now, doesn't it?
Well, I just thought bar owners, like they know each other, don't they? There's like a consortium of bar owners out there.
Did you find it?
I found you, didn't I?
Charlie turns around and like covers his face for a second. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that
it's weird. I wrote more in your mother's bar than I ever have before or since. But since meeting you, I've written a lot more.
Look, I read a lot about my parents' marriage and why it didn't work out in Azalor. So I feel like I should be honest with you. At some point, I have to go back to the Fae realm. I made a deal with her. And I do have to go back. But I am a Fae, and I can also make deals. So, if you want to ask me to stay, 2 conflicting deals.
I don't know. Can you make a deal that goes against one that you've already put in place?
I think there are certain loopholes we have to adhere to.
How about this?
You're a writer, you'll figure it out.
Well, how about this? I've seen a lot of the world. I've never seen the Feywild before.
Yeah.
I think I could write good things there too.
I think you'd have a lot of material.
You want to tell me more about your mother and father? That sounds like a good story.
Oh, okay, but like, it's really, oh god. I like telling more about it.
Eventually you get the call from Marlowe.
I should go check in on Mar.
Sure.
Make sure she's
Do you-
doing okay.
Do you need support? Or
Bring Nyroy.
I'm like in the yearbook. I'm like, can I introduce him so soon? This feels really fast.
But he knows my parents. They've been
Okay, that's
here.
right. They do know him. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, you could come. Yes.
All right.
Already. That's fine.
So, yes, Alma and Shidor. Alma's reading everything I'm writing. She's very comforting. I don't know if anything I'm writing is actually good, but Alma's telling me that it's like the best things that she's ever read.
Oh, don't worry. I'll let you know if it's
I
good.
feel like that's mom energy.
Yeah, you can just hand it to me. I'll
yeah.
do some editing.
Oh no, you will never read anything that I ever write.
I've already read it invisible
I know.
once.
Oh god. And so you walk in, and Alma and Shidor kind of look up and see Nyroy, and they kind of wave at Nyroy. And Shidor says, Nyroy wrote some lyrics for one of my songs. He's quite talented.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Well, you know Nyroy. This is Jordan.
Hi.
We've heard so much about you from Marlo now, but also from Nyroy, who talks about you incessantly.
Oh, so much, huh?
And Nyroy is just like, not that much. Please pull up a seat, Jordan. Another round of drinks over here for the table. So Marlo's telling us all about your adventures. It's quite exciting, but
Yeah.
not too dangerous.
Oh, so you've been telling them some.
Mm-hmm. The important parts.
Yeah, you know, weird adventuring He's like rolling for deception. Like, he senses what you're putting down about it, Mar.
They are so blinded by like this
Jury
moment
turns on the
that
I'm
bar.
really not trying to ruin my reconnection with them, being like, here's the times I've almost died.
I'm like, Mar's incredible.
Yeah.
This is the sanitized version of cool things Mar
Yeah.
has done. We won't talk about how she killed that lady. It's fine.
she didn't
punch you.
technically.
I shut you. Jury is actually Jury and I kind of have a weird connection. Amalia is Jury's aunt.
Amalia Windsor? You're
Mhm.
Windsor?
It's a joint last name now.
Why would you have access to all of the world's power and money? Why would you be slumming around in the mud and chasing adventure?
Because rich people are gross. What are you talking about?
He just kind of like strums like rich people are gross.
I tell him a bit about Vox Populi.
Yeah. I hear you're a bard as well.
Yep, I'm somewhat of a bard, sure.
Do you know Moonlight Lullaby?
Come on, let's get on stage.
Okay. And so he kind of grabs the guitar he leaves behind, and he grabs his lyre.
Yep, violin.
And he's kind of plucking and tuning a little bit. And he said, as you're walking up on the stage with him, which is, the stage is loose. It's like 2 bar stools at the back that they've kind of cleared space around. And he's definitely set out a busker hat for tips.
Sure.
Because your dad's still a hustle.
Yeah.
We've been to Lula's, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of tuning. And as he's saying, like, as he's walking to the stage with you, he just says to you, Jury, like, I haven't played this song in about 14 years. And
You
it's
gotta
always
make
one of Marlo's favorites.
Is this the song my mom wrote? I'm trying to. It's not. Is it?
No,
different?
Moonlight Lullaby is not. Moonlight
Oh.
Lullaby is the most popular song that Shidor wrote. And it's
Oh.
one of the few bard songs from the Veltland that has made its way across all of Illyria.
Oh yeah, we learned it in college and everything.
They teach it in college. That's quite
Yeah.
impressive. I was uneducated. I mean, since I didn't go to Ophidia.
That's fun. I dropped
it's
out.
Such a bollocks place. But I traveled around with a bunch of people who smelled terrible, and that's quite honestly the best way to write the best music.
I think you might be correct.
So go ahead and roll a performance
Kaimana
check.
often smells terrible.
Oh no! Roll a performance check with advantage.
With advantage, let's go. Let's get some dice in here.
That's a 17 plus 4 for Shydor.
Go, Dad.
Not to one up him a little bit, but I got a 31.
You have a higher proficiency score than Shydor.
But I'm gonna be
Than my
very,
commoner father.
He's level 1.
but I'm gonna with such a high score, I'm just gonna make this like beautiful backing track with the violin. So
Yes.
he is the centerpiece.
And you know that like this song was written for the lyre to be the melody
Yes.
piece of it. So it can be backed by any number of instruments, but the lyre is the melody. And Marlo, for the first time since you were probably 7 or 8 years old, you hear Moonlight Lullaby, which always struck you. I mean, you hadn't thought about this song in forever, but it's so strange that the moon has been following you for so long, because this was the song that your dad wrote when you were born. Born at night, a beautiful young half-elven child to two people who had fallen in love out of sheer happenstance. And the song is about how the moonlight brings the best of gifts. It brought your mother and father together, and it brought you. And he hadn't sung the song for quite a long time because he thought the moonlight had taken something from him. But it brought you back too. And this beautiful lilting, this is like a Sarah McLachlan level of like,
yes.
like we
It's a
want,
drama.
like we want you to cry. That's the purpose of this song. But it's clearly a song written by a doting father for his adoring child. And the love that he pours into it is clear. And he didn't roll as high as jury, but his performance is better.
Mar is trying to hide it, but is like profusely fucking crying.
Alma
and
next to you is just like,
not just like it's her father playing like the song he wrote for her that she hasn't thought about in forever, and now it's like so many different meanings. But like the fact that it's like she's here, like seeing it with her mother, a whole new person with her best friend, like playing with her father.
Yeah.
Like that's it's.
yeah. And without missing a beat, in the way that parents and best friends who have been separated for time never miss beats. Your mother kind of puts her hand on your shoulder and then hands you a handkerchief. And she's dabbing her eyes as well.
Oh,
and then
I just hold her hand.
She holds your hand and listens to the end of the song.
Yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, Kaimana and Kakoa.
Oh no, the chaotic duo always. On the not wholesome side of town.
So I'm saying that if they call it a cheese wheel, we should be able to roll it.
I'm thinking if it's a cheese wheel, we get two of them and stick an axle through it, and then we ride them.
No, we have to test it first.
Okay.
Nuevea is a mountain. Okay. So you've managed to get your hands on a cheese wheel, and you're going to the park area, and you're going to try to roll the cheese wheel.
Really, just or a steep street.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of steep streets, and it's a mountain.
Yeah.
All right. So you find a good kind of street in the castle district. Well-to-do homes and shops all around you. People kind of walking around their day, oddly looking at the two Lutrinians, but like not really like paying too much mind to it, because only people who are allowed in the castle district make it to the castle district anyway. And you get to the
cheese wheel we get is about the size of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's like a cheddar wheel, like one of those massive ones. Okay. And so you're lugging it between the two of you. It probably weighs 45 pounds.
The Kakoa is carrying it and is blind, so Kaimana is having to navigate. It's just like out of a Disney film.
Yes.
It's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's the we're using cheddar because Parmesan would be silly.
All right, so you get to the top of the hill, and you're at the apex of the hill. There's kind of a flat spot before it kind of dips down a little bit and then begins to rise further up into the district. And then there's a long dip down that goes all the way, you can see, to the wall that separates this district from the next district.
All right, now to be safe, I'll wait like halfway to the wall, and I'll catch it, just so it doesn't get too out of control.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
Okay, so you
I'll wave and you roll it.
You run down the hill.
Okay.
You wave. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Kakoa, as you are you just like guiding the wheel or are you pushing it?
I'm gonna get a running start.
You're gonna
I'm gonna line it up, and then I'm gonna line it up on the edge, and kind of like the bobsled team where they go back, where they kind of
Yep.
rock back and forth, and then they get like 10 feet of running start, and then so he's gonna kind of rock it, and then just
Okay.
from behind and sending it
Yeah.
over. The goal for him is to, in that first little dip, is to get it airborne.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a strength check with advantage. As Kaimana, you see the Kakoa roll the cheese wheel back. It's half as tall as him, and it disappears beyond the lip of the hill. And you're just kind of looking at it. You're like waving because you told him to go. And then, okay, what was your roll, Kakoa?
18.
18.
Oh, Christ almighty.
All of a sudden, you just see, like, in that slow motion jackass moment, like the wheel leaps over the top of the hill and it crashes down onto the road on the other side. It does not shatter into pieces. The wax is hard enough to hold, and it is barreling and bouncing down the hill in your direction, picking up speed. You try to catch it?
Yep.
Make a strength check.
Shouldn't that be a grapple?
Yeah, well, so it could be athletics, an athletics check. With disadvantage, because it is a 45-pound wheel of cheese and it is moving at terminal velocity.
I picture Kaimana catching it, but it not stopping the wheel, and so he's.
We'll see what the dice say.
You said athletics or acrobatics?
Because you're grappling it, it's an athletics check. Mhm.
It's not negative. 15.
That's not bad. It's not good enough to stop it, but you do manage to grab it, and you do roll with it for a little while. You can attempt to, if you want to, get on top of it and like run along it if you want to. We're going Looney Tunes. Like in Looney Tunes, yeah. Okay, cool. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Now I'm gonna try to steer it.
It does roll over, like you do roll over it a couple times, and just the world is spitting, and you're trying to gather
the
yourself.
Kakoa is yelling encouragement from the top of the hill. You've got this!
All right, athletic check. I have a better shot at this.
Acrobatics. Yeah.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
11.
11. So you try to like right yourself up at the top, and you catch like 2 steps before it slips out from underneath you and you go tumbling backwards, but and then the wheel shoots out from underneath you towards the wall, but you have enough momentum at this point that you hit the ground, and then you just start rolling after the wheel, and then after a moment you just hear a scream as 2 or 3 people like jump out of the way as the wheel hits the wall and smashes into a rain of cheddar everywhere. And about 3 seconds later, Kaimana, you slam into the wall after it, and you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. 7 points of bludgeoning damage. I forgot I rolled 2 dice. And you kind of are like dazed from the hit as cheddar is just raining down around you.
I give a thumbs up back to Kakoa at the top.
The Kakoa charges down, gets there, picks up Kaimana, dusts him off. Maybe we should have used the Parmesan. It's a heart of cheese.
I think we're on to something. If if we use cheese for wheels, we can save cargo space on provisions.
Absolutely.
Do you think Abel can make all of his machines out of cheese?
I don't know, Abel. So sure.
he seems
Which
smart.
gay is that on the crew?
I mean, he knows who Abel is, but he doesn't know him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just it's that guy, the Nuevea, and he makes stuff. Okay, cool, yeah. If Kaimana's suggesting that he can, who are we to say no? Let's go buy some cheese. Do we need to get all the same kind, or should we get a varietal?
I feel like it's like wood. You want like some softwoods and hardwoods.
Yes, we need to get a cart. We need to find a cart so we can haul all the cheese. And we start going cheese to every cheese dealer
Okay.
that we could find.
You're in the
We need to
castle
go get-
district. There are very fine cheese shops here.
We need to go get money from Mar first.
You mean they don't take clams?
No, they don't take it here.
Well, how do they pay for anything?
It's like they take paper and metal. Metal is really valuable, so I can
Well,
understand.
yeah,
why
I
they
mean,
take
metal is, sheesh. I mean, if I've seen one piece of metal, I've seen one piece of metal in my entire life. But paper, though, I mean, it gets wet, it gets soggy, it disintegrates. Who would use paper for money?
I don't know. I like using the big rocks, like that one island.
Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna go first get cash, and yeah, we're gonna try. We have no idea where Mara is.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, no, hang on. Mara, you get an earbug call.
Which means that Kaimana has been walking around for the last 45 minutes, just randomly sending out messages,
Yes,
hoping
hard
that
to
he would eventually hit somebody. And eventually you get up to the park district, Kaimana, and you do hit Marlo.
Hello, Mar.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I found her. Yeah, we need money for wheel cheese.
Okay. How much? I don't like the silence.
Well, the cheddar was on credit, so at least 3 gold.
You're not getting 3 gold worth of cheese out of me.
No, we owe 3 gold.
What?
That's a lot of cheese.
It was a 40-pound wheel.
I know. That's so expensive.
Well, it's you know, since they've taken off, trade is slowed coming in, so it's and half the town got burnt down by dragons.
Yeah.
The cheese wheel is, you know.
We picked the one that was aged 5 years too, because
Yep.
we figured that meant it was stronger.
You ate 3 gold worth of cheese already without paying for
We're
it?
working on it. We told them it was an experiment.
Oh, it
What's-
was an experiment. Which Marlo doesn't hear, but Kamada does.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said it was fine when we said we were the ticket takers. At some point, Mara's gonna realize that they're getting off real cheap. Like-
I see Mars' expression
Oh, no.
change.
Yeah, we can hear your voice, but your video is frozen. And it's in the perfect freeze for this conversation. Oh, wait, now it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
there,
it
yeah.
back?
It's back now, yeah. Yep.
Okay. I know my internet connection's unstable, Zoom. I figured that out.
Just like me.
What was the last thing you said to me?
I said Mara's probably doing the mental math and has figured out that like they're getting off actually pretty cheap as far as like your standard Kaimana hijink goes.
It doesn't mean that I'm okay with it.
That's
It means nothing. Fine. Come find me. I'll give him directions and
Yeah.
when I get up to him.
The directions, I mean, you are within 150 feet of the space anyway, and you see this public house with beautiful flowers out front, Kaimana, and the sounds of people laughing. You see people, you see some people that you recognize, Kaimana. You see, Jane, you see Nairoy. Oh, no, Nairoy's inside. So Jane's there and a few other people from Broadfield that you recognize. But you feel like you found the right spot, and you walk in and you see Marlowe and Jury and Nairoy sitting at a table with an older looking elven or human gentleman, probably in his late 50s, and then a appreciably younger looking elven woman who is older than her husband, but because she is an elf, looks younger, sitting talking with them as well.
Kaimana will be polite.
Oh, is this is Kaimana? We've heard.
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Which of the two Lutrinians do they think Kaimana is?
So they go to you. The description of you is good enough.
We called you small. I'm sorry. But we did
No, we said you're small, so we know.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to a Edward Elric moment where it's like,
oh no, yeah, the big one. I am the younger means small. So Alma is saying, Kaimana, we've heard so much. Your exploits are
You've
quite
had
impressive.
exploits? I mean, besides getting lost on the ocean on a calm day
We heard about
with
the
the
beans.
sun shining.
Apparently, there have been many stories with beans.
Oh, Cocoa, I need to tell you about the. Well, okay, no, we'll talk.
I would have I want this retcon. I would have
Never mentioned the beans. Okay, never mind.
That would have never come up. That is some of the least important shit.
Fine. They just say, we've heard that you are quite powerful. Your ability to change shape and things, quite impressive.
Kaimana's getting a really inflated ego and is like puffing up his chest. Like,
You can change into other things? I didn't know this part. What can you change into? Do something. Change into one of them now. Impress us.
dinosaur on call. Like,
So a Dionychus,
yeah.
morphs in, and like everyone takes a step back as this very large, angry-looking turkey dinosaur basically appears.
Kaimana, do something non-threatening.
Kaimana!
No, Kaimana
Are
does,
you
Kaimana,
in there?
Kaimana waves, but he's like,
Can you not do that? Can you be like something small?
Something cute.
down to this is my last one for the day.
The dinosaur is cute.
Kaimana, you just hear whispering
Good one.
in your ear, what if we just pretended like you became a bug or something and you pretended that you turned into me? And it's Lil Saurus.
Okay.
He's his voice is so creepy now.
That happens.
Okay, so
The devil in your shoulder.
as you transform into like a small, what kind of bug do you turn into?
Whew. Good question. The most annoying one, the cicada.
Okay, so as you're transforming into a cicada, Lil Saurus like jumps out of your pack at the exact same moment and like grabs you into his paw, and then he just plops down on the table and kind of stands up. It's like, I'm Kaimana. I transformed into the cutest animal that ever existed, a ferret.
Me and Mar both know. We're both just looking at him.
That is impressive.
Yeah, isn't it? And you bet you didn't know he could talk. He didn't talk in the dinosaur form. Sorry, I didn't talk in the dinosaur form. Because, dinosaurs have weird vocal cords.
Well, that's why I yelled so you could hear me better.
Oh, no, I could hear you perfectly. It was really loud, though. Dinosaurs have very good hearing.
I will note that for the future.
It's so unfortunate because I cannot give a simple ferret coin. You have no place to store it on your person, so I guess I'll
I've
have
got
to
a pouch
wait.
here.
Nope. I guess I'll have to wait until Kaimana's back to his normal self before I can give you the money.
I'll trade you clams for it.
He opens his paw, and the little cicada sitting
beg
in
your
his paw.
I trade you clams for the gold stuff.
Don't
Sorry,
talk about
the-
my clams in public.
The clam economy does not work this way.
Clam economy.
The eclaminy.
The clamity. He opens his
The
paw
great-
and releases the cicada.
Oh God!
Ew.
I just
I try and stomp on it.
Kaimana's
No, I
like
just hold it.
flying around and like just running into walls for no reason and just bouncing
Can I
off.
just grab the cicada?
Yeah, you grab the cicada.
Okay.
Angry
Kaimana.
killing.
Hey, you didn't know. That's actually Kaimana.
How could I have ever been able to tell?
I'm really convincing.
Little Source, you were very convincing.
Thank
You were
you.
very
Of course
It's not
convincing.
Kaimana?
No.
Oh no, I'm Lil Saurus.
I thought Saurus got taken away by Ahriman.
This is Lil
I'm
Source.
Lil Saurus, like the rapper.
I thought you said Saurus was a rat, not a ferret.
Not a rapper.
Look, is this just Lutrinians just in on a whole just sometimes struggle to get things sometimes?
We get things.
Okay, look,
I mean,
I'm
you
gonna,
want to talk about sand, you want
look-
to talk about wind, you want to talk about the weather. I can talk
I'm
about
gonna-
the weather.
like Lil Saurus is
It's
like
weird because they weren't all like this. It's just we found another one like this.
Yeah.
The whole island is like, oh my god, we've never known peace like this.
but
They
Kaimana
advanced from
yeah.
Stone Age to like
Okay.
microchips in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now that the two largest distractions are gone.
But Kaimana, you're in Marlowe's hand.
Yeah, just it's angry cicada sounds.
I look at you and I go, I'm Anna. These are my parents, and I can't properly introduce them to you unless you are yourself.
Alright, I try.
So cute. Thank you.
That was really quite impressive to turn into whatever that terrifying creature was, and then also a bug.
There's more, but now I'm tired.
I understand that feeling.
I give you 3 gold for your cheese.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome. Next time, maybe ask before the consumption.
We were really caught up in it. Like I feel
Oh, we
like
didn't consume it.
Okay, ask before purchase.
Yeah.
Ask your parents' permission before going online.
We support whatever you were doing with the cheese.
Well,
Well, maybe.
Jury supports
What are
whatever you were doing
what
with
are
the
you doing
cheese.
with the cheese?
They really
We've got a
wanted more
plan.
cheese. Their plan was to get more cheese.
I think your cheese is cut off at 3 gold's worth. I don't think you need more than one day.
Look, Kaimana, I think we could just steal the cheese.
So we're cutting
No,
the cheese.
What are you teaching him, Kaimana?
we were trying to devise a new method of transportation that also cut down on provision space.
With cheese?
Yeah, because the cheese is a wheel.
I'm gonna lean over.
Oh my
And it
God.
rolls
Josh,
great.
can I lean over to Naira and I'm like, are your parents are here too, right? Did you want to meet them as well? I mean, I don't have to meet them, but
They I believe they're down in the Lamplight district right now. We can perhaps are the ticket takers coming all here for dinner tonight?
yeah, I think we're all gonna have dinner here.
They'll be back then. I'm happy to introduce you then.
Cool. I feel very normal about this. Yes. Yep.
You don't have anything to worry about.
Just get nervous when I meet parents. Mars parents are cool. Sure, yours would be cool.
They are. My parents are farmers. They are very plain salt of the earth people.
Yep. Come on, his parents cool. Saurus is now. He'll be fine.
It'll be good. All right. So as the day wanes, knowing that the Something Ticket This Way Comes will be arriving at some point tomorrow, and the plans and provisions underway for your excursion to the Cloud City, as Abel finds his way to the public house as well, and a dinner begins to be laid out on long tables in a very communal atmosphere. You find yourself suddenly surrounded by Jane, who now knows that you're here and will definitely be talking to you in the next session.
Hey, Jane.
And as well as the other people that you've brought from various different locations, including at a last moment, Nairoy's parents. We'll go ahead and pick up there in the evening next week.
and the Cocoa adds some of his clams to the group fest.
There you go.
Ah.
Now, who wants day-old worm clam?
The Cocoa and
the
Kaimana.
Cocoa.
Yeah.
But anybody else is welcome to partake.
Yeah.
These are like gold.
Means nothing unless you're a cheese.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you guys some gold to not have this conversation. Give me some gold. Start you on a normal job and everything.
Just give them a copper every time they speak. Just be like,
This is an allowance.
yeah.
Here's your allowance to not do this.
All right. But we'll pick up there next week. Well, sorry. As a thing, my parents are coming to visit my niece in Raleigh next week, and I'm going up to see them on Sunday. I will most likely be back in time for a game, but if not, I will let you all know before that happens. But we should still be on good for next week.
All right.
It works.
I can't wait till we get to combat where you see a completely different side of the Cocoa, who has been comedic relief
yes.
up until now.
Love it.
Yeah, he's got he's like a savant. Like,
Yeah.
Well, he's very, very good at what he does. This is not what he does.
Thinking is not what he's had to do.
Yeah.
Well, he's lived that island his whole life, so if you want to climb a coconut tree, he's your guy.
He
You
is
wanna talk
smarter
about the
than
weather?
Kaimana.
He knows tons about the weather and what the winds mean and all this kind of stuff. In a city, he's no experience with this whatsoever. It's amazing.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 for the guards, by the way, because but there is now like a whole subplot in Nuevea right now of the great cheesecapades.
Oh my god. It's so bad.
There's some like off-brand Sherlock Holmes right now investigating the cheese bandits.
Well, I love the like alignment chart for the companions where it's like Amanir is like lawful good and like Little Saurus is like chaotic evil. Where's this fall on
He's
that?
chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Basil is true neutral.
True
Thank
neutral.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see that.
Little
This
Saurus
was awesome.
isn't evil. He's just like whatever is good at the moment for him.
Mhm.
Neutral.
His soul is invested in 3 things. Me, shiny, backflips. That's
I
it.
love
There you
him.
go.
He's a very good boy.
He's a great
is.
boy.
A simple man.
He's a squirrel.
He's a simple
brain
squirrel.
is so tiny. The fact that he can remember how to do a backflip is incredible.
Yeah.
And the fact that has become a running thing, and he's gotten good at it because
Yeah.
you've gotten better and
He's
better rolls.
great at them.
He just did a backflip. No.
Yeah.
Look, I've been rolling like shit all
Wait,
night,
I
and
was
I
gonna
roll
say,
a backflip thing,
he
and
rolled
it's.
to
Basil
impress-
doesn't fucking fail a backflip.
This
Okay?
Look, I'm just-
rolled
I'm-
to impress Mars' parents.
I have rolled now 6 backflips, and they've all been over 15. Okay, that's the first one that wasn't.
Josh,
Yeah,
I've
my
also-
boy doesn't miss.
Yeah.
I've been waiting almost a year to figure that plot thread out. So thank you for it.
Oh, about
Naira's
Naira's
deal with
skip. Yeah.
my mom when she wiped my fucking memory about it,
Yeah.
thinking aggressively about it for too long.
He didn't know he made a deal with her.
I know, that's so crazy.
Oh my gosh, she literally just takes advantage of like
She was like,
fucking
please get set up with my
existential
son.
poor artist kids who
like,
are
you
like,
know,
damn, I wish I could be good. And she's like, I'll help you be good.
Yeah.
She's
Come
like
here.
the mom at the fucking grocery store trying to set her son up with the cashier. Like, I know the boy who would be good for you. Awful. Love it.
And Mar and her parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey,
That's
that was
nice.
sweet. That was
They're sweet.
So good.
I like very deliberately, like when I wrote that backstory, was like, and Mar had cool parents. Mar's parents were great.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that, like,
I was like, the rest of the shit's gonna be a little heavy,
Yeah.
so let's make this part really nice.
I just like the description of like Shidor like running around with like a traveling performance
Uh-huh.
troupe, and then he saw Alma lift 3 bales of hay over her head like they weighed nothing, and Shidor stayed to court and eventually marry her.
He said, I'm gonna marry that woman.
Yeah.
He said, BRB, I'm gonna stay here for a minute.
And it took
I got
a while
something to
because she
do.
was like, what the
Let him,
fuck?
let
Yeah.
him cook, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, it was only in my head canon, it was only when he didn't leave with the rest of the troop and like stayed behind for her that she was like, oh, you're like actually invested in this and you're not just like a shitty bard
Yeah.
trying to like, seduce me.
It's like he showed up on the farm the next day as like, I'm here to help. And she's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Basically.
Yep.
All right, well, I will go talk to y'all later.
All right. See you all next week.
Bye.
Bye. Fair in plains of the night, my little star shining bright, brown eyes shimmering in the moon's blessed light. I rock to sleep, my precious girl, so loved and warm. As I sing to you this lullaby, safe from every storm. Moonlight, moonlight, watch over my dear. The love that's endless, no reason to fear. In the cradle of my arms, you'll softly drift and sigh, guided by the moonlight, my sweet, my moonlight lullaby. Your tiny hands reach towards the sky, so small and fair, as we weave and sing our dreams in this tender night's air. So many mysteries above as the firmament flies, but my heart sings only for you in our moonlight lullaby. Moonlight, watch over my dear, with a love that's endless, no reason to fear. In the cradle of my arms, you'll softly drift and sigh, guided by the moonlight, my sweet, my moonlight lullaby. As the crickets sing their serenade and the night unfolds, I sing the best story I know, the best I've ever told. Through all the journeys life will bring and days that pass us by, your story is my mission, my love, my moonlight lullaby. Moonlight, watch over my dear, with a love that's endless, no reason to fear. guided by the moonlight, my sweet, my moonlight lullaby. Close eyes in a dream, my hope for you takes flight. That as you grow here by my side, you're guided by the light. Your daddy loves eternally, can't be stopped even if you tried. In the hush of the night, we'll share our moonlight lullaby. Lullaby, we'll share